Welcome to episode 3 of Sit Back and Relax. My name is Anthony Mulcahy, and together with my mother Angela, we've put together this little series to showcase some of the incredible talent who've been working from home during the pandemic. Songwriters, poets, storytellers, all across the board, from the comfort of their home to the comfort of your home. If you haven't seen episodes 1 and 2, there's a link to that in the description below. There's some amazing talent there. It's well worth a look. So, without further ado.
Hello from Belfast City, Northern Ireland. This poem is called Down. Okay, pipe down, settle down. Let me give you the rundown of 2020, the year of the down. Profits are down, shares are down, wages are down, and the news reports are downright depressing, with everyone stressing over an economy that is continually regressing with no sign of convalescing. While we've all been in lockdown, businesses are flailing, closing down and downscaling. But come Friday afternoon, the remaining workforce will, without failing, down tools and down drinks, for it's all plain sailing until the Saturday morning come down. But with a sausage bap down the hatch, you're right as rain. Then it's down to the shop, so come on down, the price is right, because the price is marked down. But money's tight, so we're all wearing hand-me-downs. Even the up and ins feel like down and outs. Petula Clark has gone downtown on a downtown train where every night is just the same, with everyone downbeat, downhearted and downtrodden. Up is down and down is down, and the middle is still the middle, but it's facing down. Status quo, or down, down, deeper and down. Armagh, Antrim, Fermanagh, Derry and Tyrone are all down. Down was already down. And despite the piracy crackdown, all we do in our downtime is download, but you know we all need to just, calm down. Cool down and wind in our necks, because life could be worse. You see, I don't want to talk about lockdown or about the economy being downgraded. I'm just jaded and a little frustrated thinking about where our energy should be dedicated. Like breaking down barricades, shaking down walls of segregation and separation, put down the weapons, open up the fists, learn the repeating lessons, and let's stop talking down and dragging everyone down with anger and negativity. Because negativity creates more negativity. This community wasn't lost overnight, and it won't be rebuilt overnight. We're a long way down, but with a few changes to our mentality, we might be all right. Homeless people, foreign people, British people, Irish people, black people, white people, let's remove that first word and just leave people. Or better yet, the individual, the person. And even if they were trying their best, which they're not, we can't wait for the honourably selected and elected to take care of this mess that we have on our streets, because, like it or not, it's up to us, to you and me. Now, I don't want to preach down to you, but with all these downs, it won't be long before there's an up, in the form of an upsurge in the people who have had enough, had it up to here. For there's only so far we can be pushed back and down by negativity and fear. So keep your chin up, your head up, and do your best to turn that frown around. But if you're really determined to be down after all of this is over, you can follow me down to the nearest street party where we can all get down. Because I'm human and a dancer. My name's Colin Hansard, and I'm from County Down.
Hi, my name is Kelly McRae, and I'm looking forward to getting back to the Gealach Gorm Theatre one of these days. But in the meantime, I'm going to sing you a song called Rare Bird. 'Cause wanna take away from you anything that belongs to you. The world will do that enough. I don't need to do it too, and so I'll wait and watch and listen for the wind to blow on through. Until I feel it come, I will not move. You were still so young when you flew away so high. You went looking for a home, and sometimes hoping you would die. And though your wings are aching tired, you just wanna come on down. Rare birds holding out for higher ground. Well, I love to hear you singing. It's a breathless sort of sound, and to catch you in those moments when you think no one's around. Well, it is clear that it is different. That's no secret, that's no shame. Sing out, it's helped so many find their way. You were still so young when you flew away so high. You went looking for a home, and sometimes hoping you would die. And though your wings are aching tired, you just wanna come on down. Rare birds holding out for higher ground. And the sunsets from up there, they must be amazing. Oh, it's hard to give that up, though it's rest that you are craving. But you'll wait and watch and listen for the wind to blow on through. Until you feel it come, you will not move. You were still so young when you flew away so high. You went looking for a home, and sometimes hoping you would die. And though your wings are aching tired, you just want to come on down. Rare birds holding out for higher ground. Yes, your wings are aching tired, you just want to come on down. But rare birds holding out for higher ground.
So I came to New York in 2000, and my cousin Mary sent me this tape from home. It was in the garage, and it was all kind of corroded, and but on the cassette she suspected that my grandfather was on it and singing some songs. And there was a particular time in 1976 when I was a kid, on the farm in Tipperary, South Tipperary in Arid. We would go down there every summer, the family from County Meath, and participate in the harvest and play with the cousins. It was a great time. So anyway, I remember that time my grandfather singing this song, and I also remember my uncle bringing a cassette recorder from England and my grandfather hearing his voice for the first time. And he was 92 at the time this was captured, and his name was Michael Brunnock, and I'm Michael Brunnock. So it's kind of like a little legacy thing, and I'm really glad to have captured it. And I had to buy a tape recorder in order to transfer the information onto a cassette. And some of the stuff on the cassette was lost, but this song survived. And I'm going to sing it for you now. It's called Down by the Arid. The harvest moon shone in the sky, and the sun sank in the west. The toiler from a long day's task, he then sat down to rest. The evening shadows falling fast on mountain, vale and glen, and I knew no care as I take the air down by the Arid land. A voice came floating through the air that evening, captive thrall. A prisoner bound, myself I found beside the waterfall. The lovely notes from her long white throat re-echo through the glen, from a comely maid who chanced did stray down by the Arid land. Her wavy hair and snow-white neck, her Irish eyes of blue. Her step was light as a fawn that skips through the glens of Upper Doon. The moon shone on her golden locks, and I courted her there and then. And I danced with O'Donovan's daughter down by the Arid land. I sat down on a mossy bank with my Eileen O'Machree. The pleasant vows I made to her, as a young man's best can be. My thoughts take flight, and I know not why, as Cupid has his fling. And I hold her in my arms down by the Arid land. Will you come with me to my father's house by this beautiful riverside? If he'll agree, I'll go with thee, and I'll be your loving bride. I'll milk the cows, and you'll follow the plough, and the sheep we'll care and pen. I will hold you in my arms down by the Arid land. With my loving bride, I there reside, where this beautiful river flows. For in the spring, when blackbirds sing, and the hawthorn there do grow, at close of day we'll kneel and pray, as the Angelus bells do ring. And we'll roam where the harvest moon shines bright, down by the Arid land. Thanks, Grandad.
Hey everyone, Jarrod and Claire Dickenson here.
Hope you're keeping well through all this.
We can't wait to get out and sing for you lovely folks, and definitely can't wait to come to Gealach Gorm whenever the world opens back up. Until then, we're going to sing you a song of ours called Take Me at My Word. Hope you enjoy it. Be well.
All our roads are dead ends, all our doors are closed, and we just don't know which way to turn. There's too many miles between us, there's too many months apart, and every sign says that we should run. Don't give up on us. Oh, I know that it gets hard sometimes, and I know you feel alone at night. take me at my word. You and I were gonna make it through, and we will be alright. No, this hasn't been easy. No, we both are tired, and time has been less than kind. Maybe those clouds will break, and maybe those skies will clear. There's hope out there still left to find. So don't give up on us. Oh, I know that it gets hard sometimes, and I know you feel alone at night. Take me at my word. You and I were gonna make it through, and we will be alright. Oh,
How are we doing, everybody? Great to be here, and thanks very much for the beautiful privilege of being able to play for Sit Back and Relax. Gonna play a little tune for you, all the way from Waterford to Viadreford, the oldest city in Ireland, and made very famous by the great Flanagan brothers, who tipped away to New York back in the early 1900s and made a great name for themselves in New York. This is a tune called By Heck, and delighted to have Dylan Bible playing along with this particular tune. So sit back, relax, kick up the feet, sit back and relax. Thank you.
If you are enjoying this video, you might consider making a donation to the Children's Research Centre, Crumlin, Dublin. Their mission is to work together to provide world-class facilities, research and compassionate loving care for every sick child in Ireland. Their main aim is saving young lives, improving the quality of life for children living with childhood diseases or illness, and creating brighter days for sick children and their families. The link is in the description.
Hey y'all, my name is Moji and I'm going to be singing the title track off of my EP. It's called Women of a Certain Age and the single drops on October 30th. So sit back and relax and I hope you enjoy it. I'm giving it the best I can to be good enough to find a man. They don't recognize my beauty. They don't really see my value. My mother said the world's a cold and awful place, but a pretty face makes the hardest heart grow softer, makes men want to talk a bit longer. So I put on all my makeup, dress up cute, I put those high heels on. I don't act like I'm critical, don't let them know I'm pretty smart. Why scare a good thing away? The older women say, have you got a plan? What you gonna do to find a man? Every little girl starts rosy, but those petals start to wilt by 30. So I'm wondering what they think of me. Now I'm 33. Do I make them sad? Sure, I've got a lot to offer, but men have to come around to figure that out. So I put on all my makeup, dress up cute, I put my high heels on. I don't act like I'm critical, don't let them know I'm pretty smart. I've been around the block a couple times, but I'm not hurt, I'm not. Why scare a good thing away? The older women say I should start thinking about kids. But who needs to think of them when they're on my mind, telling me to pick them up? But I think I'd rather keep them down. And I can't wait till I'm past the age where I'm asked, oh darling, has anything changed? Till then I put on all my makeup, keep it cute, I've got those high heels on. I don't act like I'm critical, don't let them know I'm hurt and lost. So I'm doing everything I can to change myself to find a man.
Part of my genetic inheritance is chronic, hopeless clumsiness. My mom tried to help me get ahead of this family curse by enrolling me in dance classes at Joy's dance studio when I was 6 years old. She said it would help me to stop tripping over the flowers and the rug, she liked to say. I was way more of like a climb trees and catch fireflies kind of girl, but I thought maybe if I learned to dance, I'd be glamorous like Princess Jasmine, and then I would get to have adventures and see the world like she did. When you're 6 years old, dance class is not complicated. I mean, you're like doing these simple tap routines to Good Ship Lollipop while wearing a sequin sailor outfit, and it's just mostly about you being cute. But when you get older, you get to do fun things like pretend to be Baby Spice in a routine set to Wannabe, and it was fun. I was by no means a good dancer, but I tried really hard, and every year I took home the trophy for the Smile Award. We lived in rural Ohio, and most of my classmates were country bumpkins like me. And then there were the Wee Wee twins. Their names were Alexandra and Abigail, and they weren't really twins, they were just like really close in age. But they had these matching ponytails and this sense of entitlement that can only come from having rich parents who don't love you. They always had new leotards and tights without runs in them, and I wore hand-me-downs and scuffed shoes, and I could tell from the moment that they walked in that they thought they were better than me. And then there was their mom. I mean, Mrs. Wee Wee was like a blonde Cruella de Vil who just sat in the back of the rehearsal space and judged all of our routines and how we looked. When I was younger, I had this 2-inch red birthmark on my forehead. My mom was really careful to never make me feel self-conscious about it. She just called it my feather with love and had me covered up with bangs. And one time, Mrs. Wee Wee took Joy, the teacher, to the side and said, "Hey, it's not right that Jana wears bangs and none of the other girls do. She's messing up the look of the troupe." I don't know what has to be missing inside of a person for them to be so obsessed with the look of a children's dance troupe, but that piece was missing inside of Mrs. Wee Wee. By the time we were 10 or 11, we're doing more complicated moves, and we were working on this slick tap routine to Walking on Sunshine. And Joy announces that the next move that we're learning is going to be partnered. So she says, "Okay, we're going to pair you up by height. So Jana, you're going to be with Alex Wee Wee." Alex kind of looks me up and down and purses her lips. And then Joy explains, "Okay, so you're going to be in pairs. One of you will be standing, and the other is going to be on the floor. Standing one is going to pull the other girl through her legs so the one on the floor can jump up in this big reveal." So what that meant was I was tasked with sliding Alex Wee Wee across the floor so she could have her moment. And I knew she didn't like me, but she was so worldly, and I just wanted to impress her. So I was determined to get it right, and I did dozens of times. And every time I got it right, it was like this tiny little slice of vindication that yes, I was worth something. And then one time we're in class, we're working on this routine, and I'm sliding Alex across the floor when I feel one of my tap shoes slide out from underneath me. And I start to tumble forward, and I'm like, "Oh no, this can't be happening. It can't be happening." I'm like watching it in slow motion, but there's nothing I can do to stop it, as I'm like falling forward just as Alex is sliding, and I slide and fall right on top of her. I scramble up and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry. Are you hurt?" Alex doesn't say anything to me. She just starts crying. I mean, she's not hurt as far as I can tell, but she's just crying really hard. And all of the other girls come around her and are like, "Alex, are you okay? Are you okay?" And she just starts crying harder. So Mrs. Wee Wee storms into the room and grabs the teacher, Joy, by her arm and pulls her into the back. And I can't really hear what they're saying exactly, but I can hear that their voices are raised. And I imagine that Mrs. Wee Wee is saying something like, "How dare you pair my daughter with that clumsy hick? She could have fallen and broken Alexandra's beautiful face. My daughter has her whole life ahead of her, and that girl is going nowhere." With all the other girls just like swarmed around Alex, I was just left there in front of the mirror staring at myself and my stupid birthmark. Joy comes back into the room and she just says, "Okay, guys, we're cutting that move from the routine." Everyone groans. They're like, oh man, that was the best part. I'm so mortified. I can't look anyone in the eye. It's all my fault. I ruined it for everyone. We do the routine for a few more weeks without that part, and it's clearly missing a special something. So Joy announces one day, okay, we're going to put the partner move back in, but we're going to switch up the pairings. Lauren, you're going to be with Jana instead of Alex. And we never talked about why, but I knew it was about me. I was determined that I was going to avenge myself next year, but my family moved away and I never got a chance. But the Wee Wee twins stayed with me, like as the voice of my inner demons. I would hear Alexandra, Abigail, and Mrs. Wee Wee asking the questions that made me doubt myself, like, would I ever be good enough? Am I too clumsy to live? Will I ever be glamorous? Even though now I've lived in big cities, my birthmark has faded, and I have way better hair, I still feel like that country girl on the inside. And whenever I meet someone who smells like money, I'm convinced they can just see right through me. I'm never gonna have that sense of entitlement that makes me feel like I belong in every room. I called my mom up to talk about this, and I said, hey mom, do you remember the Wee Wee twins? And she laughed. She's like, wow, yeah, of course I do. Their mom was so mean. And I said, you know, they made me feel really insecure. And she's like, hey, you should know something. You were always Joy's favorite student. And I took that in. And maybe that can be enough. Maybe I can find people who appreciate me, even though I'm not cool. And after all, I would rather have love than money.
Hello everybody at the Gealach Gorm. Thank you for all you've done for all of us throughout the years. Look forward to seeing you soon. This is a new song for me and you. Had your song come on the radio last night? What a surprise. Your voice just like an oak tree reaching for the stars on a moonless night. Lift me out of my own shadow and into your light, into your light. Must be 10 years since I seen you now. You were drying out, passing through. Spent a few nights on my couch. You spoke mostly about your wife. No, your words were only kind. I knew something wasn't right.
is bold Doherty from the north country, where there's a still upon every stream. Landlady, be quicker and bring us more liquor, fill us a pitcher that's stronger than cream. If I had you, Molly, more pleasant and jolly, although it's a folly to ask you at all. For if I had a glass and a mile to the bottom, I'd drink to you, Molly, beside Donegal. With me fall the dal da, fall the dal da da dee, fall the dal da da dee, fall the dal dee. I've a new pair of clogs I brought home from the market. I wanted an excuse for to go into town, so I told me old mother the seams they were ripped, and I needed some nails for to rivet them round. She clothed me hand with a bright British shilling, and said the remainder it would be her own. For if you go to town you may take a full noggin, but beware you bring none of your fanciables home. With me fall the dal da, fall the dal da da dee, fall the dal da da dee, fall the dal dee. Now crossing the hills of me brave and the skillin', I went to Nailhouse for to take a dram. There I saw two tinkers dividing the saucepan, although they were arguing about a tin can. Well, one of them soon made a blow at the other, and says, "You old villain, I will take your life, for your saucepan's a leaking and won't hold the water, since ever bold Doherty spoke to your wife." With me fall the dal da, fall the dal da da dee, fall the dal da da dee, fall the dal dee. Well, when I got home, sure the door was bolted. I wrapped up my mother for to let me in. Have you gone out the place where the words that she mentioned? For inside the store, oh, you'll not enter in. You may go on back to wherever you came from, for to keep you out now, I'm sure 'tis no sin. As says I, my good woman, you may hold your temper, for I can get lodging with Nora McGlynn. With me fall the dal da, fall the dal da da dee, fall the dal da da dee, fall the dal dee, fall the dal da, fall the dal da da dee, fall the dal da da dee, fall the dal dee. Sinead.
This house holds heaven for us, far from the madness we've known, away from the noise and the dust. The furthest these seeds have ever been thrown. Let's grow some roots way down, deep in the dirt. Let's claim this ground. You and me were strong like trees, and we will keep on rising, intertwined like those big old vines, you know the kind. Ones were told as children reach the stars.
want in. They'd break through the walls if they could. Nothing can get to us here. Our home in the heart of the woods. Nothing can keep us down. You'll catch the light and I'll make sound. You and me were strong like trees, and we will keep on rising, intertwined like those big old vines, you know the kind. Ones were told as children reach the stars. They are so clear from way up here, from way up here. All this empty space, it holds no fear. From way up here, from way up here. For without it, stars would never shine. We'd lose the light, we'd lose our mind. Here among history and hills, by a river that flows both ways. Wait for the trains on the track, wave at the riders, hope they wave back. Here, just south of the bays, let's make some years of these wonderful days. You and me were strong like trees, and we will keep on rising, intertwined like those big old vines, you know the kind. Ones who told as children reach the stars. Come here. Come here.